President Ramaphosa on George Bezos dead at 92. Now, overnight, the trade union federation Cosatu says the move to alert level 1 will help further reopen the economy, but it's cautioned about what it terms a rush to prematurely limit various health and safety measures. It also says it's disappointing that President Ramaphosa did not announce measures to address the chaos in distributing social grants. Let me take you live to Cape Town. Joining me on Thursday lunchtime, Matthew Parks, Parliamentary Coordinator for Cosatu. Good afternoon to you. Let's pick up on that statement first of all. You're concerned about the rush to limit various health and safety measures. What principally are you concerned about?
Look, we've always been concerned about the lives of workers and their families and ordinary South Africans. We've supported government's efforts to save both lives and jobs. We think we've done well on the lives front, not so well on the jobs front. But we're also worried, Jeremy, that yes, we must reopen the economy as soon as it's safely possible. We support that 100% because the economy is on its knees. Members, workers' jobs are on the line. But we are worried about a certain level of complacency amongst employers, amongst government, amongst most South Africans. We see increasingly large numbers of South Africans not adhering to the various health and safety measures like wearing masks, washing your hands, social distancing, etc. It's a very dangerous, complacent attitude to take because we've seen in Europe the devastating impact of a second wave. So we think we need to be very cautious. Yes, we must reopen the economy. We need to save our members' jobs. But we need to keep as many of the health and safety measures as possible as we adjust to the new normal. We've got no control over when there'll be a vaccination, so we need to adjust to that.
Right. Let's talk about the economy now. You also say we note the progress being made to put together a comprehensive economic recovery plan. What is your understanding of the process, given that a fortnight or so ago there were widespread reports of a trust deficit between organised labour and government? That seems to have changed, though.
Look, the trust deficit challenge will remain there, but we've all been focusing on what can unite us right now, which is saving the economy, saving jobs. There's been a remarkable degree of convergence between government, business and labour at NEDLAC. We've made huge amounts of progress on an economic recovery plan. We presented a draft to the President at NEDLAC on Tuesday. There are still a few issues that still need to be resolved in the next few days at NEDLAC. It will then have to go to Cabinet for further in engagement, and then the President, when it's ready, will be able to announce it to the nation. So we've been looking at what are the things that can unite us as government, as labour, as business. What are the immediate interventions the President can announce to help kickstart the economy, to give confidence to the public, to save workers' jobs. There will have to be, after this, even further engagements on other medium-term and longer-term restructuring in the economy, because not all issues can be dealt with immediately. So we really have focused on immediate issues that can be called low-hanging fruits, but to kickstart the economy. So we think in the next few weeks it will be ready for the President to announce, and there's a huge amount of convergence between social partners around it.
It's also said that Cosatu is happy to push the debt to GDP ratio, but others are saying that would be disastrous for the economy that can't afford it.
Look, I think some of those media articles were a little bit exaggerating, and I think they were looking at old drafts of the economic recovery plan. We do recognize that debt has to be handled very delicately. We know if we reach a debt trap, the first to suffer would be workers in the form of retrenchments, privatization, wages being cut, etc. But right now our focus is on the worst economic crisis in 100 years. We're in a deep economic recession. We have 40% of workers unemployed, and millions may lose their jobs. So we're very worried about simply the approach of Treasury, which is just to cut expenditure. We think we have to stimulate the economy. We have to find resources. We know the resources are not unlimited. We made proposals to government and business where we can find money to stimulate the economy. We think, first of all, you have to deal with corruption and wasteful expenditure, which consumes about 10% of our budget every year. That's 150 billion rand. We have to further capacity SARS to deal with tax evasion. We have to crack down on customs evasions at our ports of entry, where very few containers are actually inspected by SARS. But also we need to see
Mr. Parks, these are all long-term interventions, and they're probably all very good ideas. But the reality is we need short-term solutions, and people don't really know where the money is going to come from, do they?
No, exactly. There's a huge onus to government and business to bring the money to the table. So far during this period of the pandemic, it's largely been workers' money which has come to the table. There's been 41 billion rand from the Unemployment Insurance Fund which has come into the economy. The PIC, which is workers' money, has been investing in the economy. We need to see government and the banks in particular putting up capital to stimulate the economy. The credit guarantee loan scheme of government and the banks has been very woefully implemented. It's only dispersed about 7.5% or 15 billion rand to date. So we really need to see government and business, which have the huge amounts of capital at their disposal, pumping it in. It can't simply be workers who are putting in the money. We need to see our social partners coming to the party.
Matthew Parks, Parliamentary Coordinator for Cosatu, the Trade Union Federation. Thank you for joining us. Now,